It's so sad. This is a loggerhead by the look of it. Was trying to get up to the dune line, and they might have dragged it up here and put it here. How you doing, mates? I'm down the National Seashore about 30 miles, bumping into Dion. Dion's been shark fishing, how long? South Africa and everything, many years?
It's been many years.
Right.
25, 30 years, yeah.
20. And how's this compared to South Africa as far as the fishing goes?
Well, it's very different. Where here, the beach is a lot shallower, a lot further out. Where South Africa, you'll get real deep water, real in close. And so you could cast baits and get the same fish that we're having to yak out 300-400 yards to get the same to get the fish here.
Right.
So it's very different, just a whole lot deeper water.
Now also you've got a lot of regulations in South Africa that we haven't got here, haven't we?
Yes.
On the sharks.
Shark fishing, you're not allowed to fish with a barbed hook. Everything's got to be barbless, which I practice here in any way. It's just a lot safer for the fish. It's quicker to get the hook out. You don't destroy the fish's mouth, no, nothing like that. And it's really fast. And so you're not allowed to catch great whites. You can't drone baits out. So they've kind of limited to a lot of just
regular safety. But what happens if you're pulling something and you think, oh, this could be a great white? Or are you allowed to see it before you cut it loose?
Well, if you the minute you see it and you recognize it's a white shark, you're supposed to cut your line.
Do they always jump when they hit?
Not always.
Not always. So
no.
How do you tell? Just the sheer power?
Well, you'd see it.
You're right.
You got to see it because there's a lot of strong, different kind of fish.
Like hammers and things like that.
Well, you get hammers. You'll get duskies,
tigers.
The tigers every now and again, big bull sharks. You know, that kind of thing. So you don't really know until you've actually got it up close or something like that.
Now you're running, what we got here, 4 rods paddled out?
Yes.
Okay, what sort of distance are you placing your baits at?
Well, I'm kind of varying the distances. I've gone anything from about 200 yards to about 400 yards. I don't believe we need to go any further than that. You start going further than that, you hook into bigger fish like a big hammer or something like that. It takes you way long to land them. And 9 times out of 10, they're going to die on you.
So what do you think of these people that are now placing baits at 900 yards? I mean...
Well, if they hook a hammer, it's going to die.
Right, it's just natural, it's going to die.
I don't believe anybody that's run a bait out that far, if it's a 10-foot hammer, it may survive.
Right.
But anything bigger than that, I believe it's going to die on you.
Okay. Okay, so I'm saying I don't know what distance. I know they're going colossal distances.
Yes.
Because I see them in the, as
right.
I'm driving up and down the beach. But I am noticing more and more dead sharks on the beach, which I think is a bad thing at any rate. And I know sharks die.
Absolutely.
I've been around them when the big hammers died, and there was nothing we could do about it.
Yes, yeah.
And that was what we were using, gear that wasn't suitable. And it was a good mate of mine. I'd caught a bluefish. He had an ugly stick with a 9/0 on. He threw it out and he picked up a 10-foot hammer. Took him 2.5 miles down the beach, and unfortunately it died.
Right.
And I was involved in that, and I know there was nothing we could do. It was dead as it come over the bar.
Right.
But the fight was just too long.
It takes too long, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we did a whole consensus, and a lot of people on Facebook, we spoke about it. And if the fight lasts more than 45 minutes, that fish is dead.
Okay. Now let's have a look at a new fisherman coming along who wants to be a shark fisherman. He's got a drone. He's been out and brought his reels. How do they learn this stuff? I mean, that's the problem.
Right.
Is they can come in and they can place a bait at a ridiculous distance.
Yes.
And they've got no experience in even handling the shark.
Right. I mean, that's another thing that we spoke about on that whole text, that Facebook deal, on when landing a big hammerhead, where do you put it? So my theory is don't get them out of the water. Handle it in the water where it's never touching the bottom.
Right.
Now there has been bigger hammers landed that they brought out and they've safely returned them. So But that's what I would do. I wouldn't bring them out of the water. They're not going to bite you.
Now, it's illegal to bring them out of the water in South Africa, isn't it?
No.
Whites, you're
A
not.
white, you're not allowed to bring it. If you see it, it's white, cut the line.
Okay.
Supposedly.
And what about a hammer or anything like you can bring
No,
them
you
up
can
the
bring
beach?
them up. You can bring them up the beach.
Okay.
We don't get the big greater hammers like you get here.
Okay.
But this year has been absolutely unreal, the amount of big hammers that have been around.
Do you think that's because shark fishing has become so popular, especially with the drones and things?
Yes,
I can remember running this beach and there'd be 2 shark fishermen on it.
Right.
Right, there's 2 every mile.
Right,
Yeah.
I see that. Well, this stretch of beach, the National Seashores, you're not allowed to fly a drone. I mean, so
Yeah.
I saw a person a little further down, they were running a Zodiac.
Right.
And they're bombing baits like way out there with a Zodiac. I think they were running them 1,200 yards.
Right.
And there's a certain time of the year that you want to run your baits out further. But I think this time of the year when the water's warm and there's a lot of bait fish in the frontier, if you're bombing your baits way out there, I think you're going over all the fish.
Okay.
I mean, when the Duskies are around, they're going to be in their clean blue water.
So let's go back to the question, how does a newbie get the information required? I mean, just handling the shark and releasing it.
Right.
Very important. And I've watched them, you know, these guys, and they really haven't got a clue what they're doing.
I think it's up to I'd say the old school generation of shark fishermen to be educating these people.
The trouble is with shark fishermen and old school fishermen, they ain't going to tell you shit.
Well, that's why we want to do stuff like this.
I mean, is
to try and educate people on the correct.
Do you want to show us a rig that you're using? Would you mind doing that later? Or
yeah, I can show you what I'm using.
Okay. So here's a typical Breakaway HDX acid wrap. As you can see, we've cut it so the reel seat is 10 inches from the butt. Okay. And then as you go up the rod, if you look, you can see the guys wrapping around the rod. So this is it. Now this is his Grillox fighting bell.
Okay, so what I normally do is I have it preset, and so it's for me only, basically. So if you're a little heavier, that's where you want it. You don't want it any higher than that. It needs to sit on your butt.
Can you just turn right around?
Right there.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, and then what you do, see the nice thing about the Grillox is it's got 2 buckles. That is it. That's 2 buckles. Now you sit. You're not worrying about other straps that you got to strap and buckle in and all that kind of stuff. I don't want to reel this line in, but
and when you pull, you actually squat, don't you?
Well, and you can kind of see now there is no stress on your back, everything's on your legs. So when you're fighting a fish, I put my hand on the reel. I don't have to hold the rod. I put my hand on the reel, and it's there, and it's just sit back, and it's just a sit back motion, and it's just so easy. And when the fish is running, you can just sit back and relax.
Let him do it.
And let him do his thing. When you're fighting him, you can lock up the drag, and you got that other line. I don't want to cut it off. And just sit. And there's no, like I said, you've got freedom all over, and you can put your hand on the reel. You don't have to hold anything, and it's just great. I mean, you can just. I mean, I'm just laying back.
Right. So we can get these for you, the Grillox. We bring them in from Italy. They're a very well built unit.
They are great.
And I believe they hold the world record for stand up one.
They do. For the I think for the bluefin tuna.
Yeah. Yeah, they do. Anyhow, guys, there you go. This is Dion Hunter. He's part of Team Breakaway. He leads our team all year. He's always there for us, and we really appreciate what he does. And I think the key seems to be education. Are we right?
Absolutely. And you know what? At some point in time, we would probably want to do more of a, when it's not so quiet and there's fish around, show you the process of how we catch and release a decent sized fish. I mean, today is a little quiet, but
that would be great. Well, thanks a lot, Dion. We really appreciate that, mate.
Well,
you stay safe, and thanks for letting us all know what we're doing.
Best rod in the market. Hey, right there.
Nickaway from Breakaway and Team Breakaway Shark. In the fish's mouth, I wanna be there. Gonna be there. is right. Let me know when the fish is gonna bite. I'm gonna be there. Gonna be there. Well, let me know when the time is right. Let me know when the fish is gonna bite. I'm gonna be there. Gonna be there. I don't care if I spend all night. Wanna be there when the fish are gonna bite. I'm gonna be there. Gonna be there. Well, let me know when the time is right. Let me know when the fish are gonna bite. I'm gonna be there. Gonna be there. Well, all I want is a good strong bite. Wanna see that line real tight. Gonna be there. I'm gonna be there. Gonna be there.